Hello everybody. We're back with the Stillwater video, and if you haven't watched part one, go watch it. I posted it a couple days ago, before my Don't Starve video, so you definitely want to go watch that because it gives some of the beginning story, so you'll need to watch that in order to understand what the hell is going on so far. So, if you also remember from that video, I got the bad ending on the very first try. Okay, I suck. What we did was we approached the painting, and so we're gonna replay up to that point, and this time we're not gonna approach the painting. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's get into it. So this was the true letter. A small warmth emanates from the paper, wrapping closely around his fingers. Quiet and soothing. The fragment Hugo was searching for. Louis, I'm so sorry. You were also a victim in all of this too. Please, if you can hear me, I need your help. Without warning, the sound of a click can be heard across the bedroom, as if something unlocked itself. And this is the chest unlocking. Hugo turns his head towards the sound and sees the chest. Unlike the other furniture, its dark and rustic features have not been maintained well, left to rot on its own. Suddenly, he stops at the sound of a sweet voice whispering to him, beckoning him towards the fireplace. Come here, my dear sweet boy. Okay, last time we went to the painting and we got the bad ending. We are not doing it this time. We're gonna go away from the painting, okay? I know. In horror games, you're not supposed to go to the bad thing calling for you, okay? But I wasn't thinking that. I don't play those games, okay, guys? But this time, we're not gonna go to the painting. So, don't go to the painting, everybody. No, stay focused, Hugo. I won't let it get to me. Oh. Okay, so it's a siren. Oh! Duh! It's a siren! Duh! Okay. Inside, scrambled together are bunches of notebooks and small trinkets. Hugo continues to rummage through when he stumbles across an old newspaper article. Young man found dead by the lake. An unidentified young man was found on the morning of XXXXXXXX, 3 days prior to his death, according to police. Ruled as suicide, police have claimed that the troubled youth drowned himself. This certainly is a tragic loss, an unfortunate event indeed. No claim of his body has been made yet. Louis. By the corner of Hugo's eye, he spots a bright glint buried underneath the clutter. He reaches for it. A locket of brilliant gold shines, unblemished, retaining a timeless luster. Inside it safeguards a picture of a young man with glasses smiling brightly. This must be the locket that he was talking about. It's so pretty. I'm surprised it still shines like this. In this picture... Did he put this here? No, it might have been Henry. But why would he store it away like this? What should I do? Okay, I'm gonna save. Alright. And we are going to take the locket. I should probably hold on to this for now. Take it to him, please. Louis? A gentle but distant plea echoes in Hugo's heart. A forgotten ache of yearning and regret grips him deeply. Feelings not of his own start to rise like small ripples on a pond, wanting to be found again and remembered. Don't worry, I'll bring it to him. I'll make sure of it. Okay, good. Okay, I'm glad I brought the locket. I'm glad I grabbed it because I'm thinking that this is kind of like... I'm not thinking, I know. This is some kind of unrequited love situation that happened, so we're going to put them together again, guys. Hugo is about to put everything back into the chest when he feels a wet and cold sensation crawling up his leg. Bruh. What? Water? A pool of water relentlessly spreads across the floor, already seeping into the chest. Damn it, no! Oh? Suddenly, the lights turn off. A scream is heard, followed by a myriad of shouts. Hugo is about to call out to Noah, but stops at the sight of pale feet before him. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, I'm so... Okay, looming over him, his face is shrouded in complete darkness, devoid of any human emotion. It appears as a young man, but Hugo knows that it is far from it. No, this very thing is trying to imitate a human form, trying to be human. Hugo could only stare back. Paralyzed with fear, he is forced to watch the horror as it slowly creeps towards him. Please, I don't want to see the face. It's just like before, the sensation of someone staring at him from within. But this time, it's drawing nearer, inching ever so closely. The words to call out to Colby or Noah fail to reach out. Lodged in his throat, he struggles in pain. With his breathing shallow, he tries to force his body to move. And then it stops. Looking down at Hugo, Ooh, is this Lewis? Looking down at Hugo, filled with nothing but malice and contempt, it speaks. Don't get in my way. Oh! Okay. No, it's not. I don't think it's Lewis. Okay. All of a sudden, the door to the bedroom slams shut, and the entity disappears. The tension from his body finally releases its agonizing grip, and he gasps desperately for air. His vision blurs, and his breathing is haggard. He staggers towards the door. He yanks at the handle several times, but it's tightly jammed. Fuck! Noah! Colby! To his dismay, he only greeted with silence at the other end of the door. Damn it! From a distance, he faintly hears the sounds of Colby's relentless barking as it gets further away from the house. Hugo rushes towards the window. He tries to pry it open, but just like the door, a heavy force prevents him from doing so, like being underwater. His movements slow and drawn out, as if being dragged down by that thing. Fuck this! Frantically looking around the room, he spots a nearby chair. Without a moment sooner, Hugo grabs the chair and starts to strike the window. Bit by bit, the window cracks gets larger with every blow, splitting off smaller pieces. What the hell is this thing made out of? Still trying to catch his breath, he musters all the strength he has left for a final blow. Damn you, just break already! Clearing out the remaining glass shards, Hugo peers his head to see any railing he can grab hold of. However, he discovers instead that the wall adjacent is covered in ivy. Despite how heavy the rain has drastically become, he reaches out for it, grabbing a handful of the veins. Carefully, he climbs out the window, gripping tightly and making sure that he doesn't lose his footing. Yet to his luck, the patch of vines he clutches start to tear away from his wall. Out of desperation, he struggles to find his grip on another but fails when his hands slip out of reach. Shit! Clamoring wildly as he loses grip on the ivy, he crash lands down into a thicket of bushes. Air forced out of him, he heaves uncontrollably, trying to even out his breathing. But even that is laborious. An immense pain spreads across not only his back, but his entire body. God, I'm starting to get too old for this. Although his body screams out in pain, he forces himself up. There's still time. I can do this. I have to do this. With staggering feet and haggard breathing, he makes his way to the place where it all started. To the lake, where this tragedy starts and ends. Alright. Let me save here. Finally entering through the park, Hugo calls out to Colby and Noah. Colby! Noah! Where are you? He hears faintly the sounds of barking and echoes of people yelling in the distance. He rushes towards the echoes, guiding him through the downpour. With his heart racing and blood rushing to his head, he finds his way to the lake. Drawing closer, he sees Nina giving chase to her grandfather. Unfortunately, she doesn't get too far as Noah stops her. Grandpa, stop! Grandpa! Let me go! My grandpa, he's... No, Nina, it's dangerous. You'll get hurt too. Is he about to kill himself? I don't care. I don't want to lose anyone anymore. It's at that instant Hugo trudges against the water, pursuing in Nina's stead. Hugo, no, don't! Pleas fall deaf to his ears. Not even the whines and worried cries of his partner can make him turn back. Determined, he forges ahead. Nearing the deep end of the lake, he sees Henry Mortimer, gazing directly at the abyss. He looks even more frail and disheveled than before. It's as if all of his life he lived up until this point has begun to fray, draining every ounce of himself and surrendering it all to the lake. Before Henry could lean in, Hugo reaches out and tugs at his arm. Mr. Mortimer, listen to me. Nothing is waiting for you down there, so please, come back to the shore with me. Motionless and unresponsive, he stares deeply into the water. The haze over his eyes is still obscure and persistent. There are so many things we cannot afford to lose in our lives. And you're one of them. To Nina, you're all she has left. She needs you, Mr. Mortimer. Hugo felt it. A slight jolt from Henry's arm, as if stirred by the mention of Nina. He slowly turns to face Hugo. Nina. However, just as cruel and violent as a storm, Henry jerks back, wrenching his arm away from Hugo's hold on him. No! Oh, this is my fault. If only I got to Lewis sooner, none of this would have happened. He was waiting for me, was patient with me, and yet for all the things he's done, I chose my family over him. He's gone because I didn't pick him. Henry backs further away from the shoreline. Mr. Mortimer! His manic eyes never straying away from Hugo as he keeps his distance from him. Lewis, I'm sorry. I was the one who dragged you into this. You deserve so much more. And I wished... Henry struggles over his words. He clasps tightly to his shirt, his throat dry and taut from all that he's bottled up. From all of the repressed and silent years of just waiting for this curse to finally take him. I wish I had gone with you that night, Lewis. Sir, even if you still covet that wish, it wouldn't resolve anything. Not for you or Lewis. I read what he wrote to you those years ago. He understood if you didn't want to come see him. But the thing is, Mr. Mortimer, Lewis never thought anything less of you. He said so in his letters to you. His letters. For the longest time, I wanted to believe he hated me for that, resented me for that choice. Or at least, I thought it was easier for me to think that way. How long has it been since I talked about him? It's been too long, sir. But that's why. You don't have to shoulder any of that pain by yourself anymore. We can talk about it. About you and Lewis. All of it, together. Hugo extends not only his hand to him, but a promise. A promise that Henry had yearned for so long. A way to forgive himself. He hesitates at first. What fool believes in a deserved forgiveness? Such a thing doesn't exist. And yet, despite everything, Hugo still reaches out to him. To a stranger. Maybe he can be forgiven. Just as he was about to reach out for Hugo, a hand slithers around Henry's instead. Its arms unnaturally contort around him, while its head perches on his shoulder. This thing, this Lewis, is no longer pretending to be human. With piercing, cold green eyes, it glares directly at Hugo, mocking him, cursing him, wishing nothing but despair. We can be saved? We can be forgiven? There's only one true way out of this. I will share with you the most happiest of endings. Oh my days. Before Hugo could reach out for Henry's hand, he disappears into the water. Mr. Mortimer! Without hearing the anguished cries and desperate pleas, Hugo dives after him. Into the abyss. You going after him, you knucklehead? Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe this is the saving grace. Plunging into icy waters, Hugo feels shock running rampant throughout his body, like spikes continuously piercing from his legs to the tips of his fingers, fiercely and unyielding. His chest tightens and his heart races as he begins to kick his legs. Hoping, whichever way he goes, he'll find this way to Henry. Swimming deeper and deeper in, he sees faintly a figure slowly descending into the darkness. As he finally gets closer to Henry, long snake-like arms stretch across the void and grab Hugo's neck, violently squeezing all the air out of him. Hey, yo! He tries desperately to wrench its hands away. But with each struggle, Hugo's movements begin to weigh heavier and heavier. Lewis. Where are you, Lewis? It's looking for Lewis? Digging deep into his coat pocket, he grabs tightly in his hand the locket that Henry kept and had forgotten. Thank goodness I grabbed that locket. Holding it out as it shines ever so brightly in the dark. Ah, there you are. It releases its grip on Hugo and instead reaches out for the locket. Oh my gosh, that saved us, guys! That saved us. Taking this as a chance, he drops the chain and clicks with all of his might to grab Henry's arm. With his heart and body screaming in pain, he swims desperately to the surface. Almost there. I just have to... As the lights from the surface begin to blur, Hugo makes out one last attempt to reach for it. With his limbs worn out and his energy spent, this is all he can do. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. Before he loses his consciousness, he notices a figure swimming towards them, getting closer and closer. And then, everything fades to black. Drifting along with what feels like an endless sea, Hugo courses through wave after wave, not knowing where he's going or caring for that matter. All he knows is that he's very, very tired. How long has it been since he's had a good night rest? It's been too long. Maybe I should take that rest now. I'd like that so much. I agree that you deserve it, but not here. I'm sorry for startling you. I just wanted to see you one last time before I go. Louis, you've done so much for me and Henry. I can't thank you enough. No worries. I want to thank you, too, for watching over me. And also, I want to apologize for my remarks from before. I really thought that I had things figured out once I found you, but you know how that turned out for me. It's alright, really. After all this, I didn't think anyone could hear me. Especially Henry. Louis, I was worried about him for a long time. He always wanted to keep me away from his personal struggles, to keep me safe from them. But I was too stubborn for my own good. Honestly, I don't regret it. Any of it. Even if I could no longer reach out to Henry, fate weaved its thread back to you, our tangent connecting us once more to this very moment. And for that, I am forever grateful to you, Hugo. You're welcome, Louis. From a far distance, Hugo hears a voice crying out to him, beckoning for him to return. Well, they're waiting for you. I guess they really are, huh? Take care always, Hugo. You too, Louis. Okay. We saved everybody. With his eyes closed and his senses still returning, he feels the constant tugs and licks of a certain bloodhound, whining as he tries to wake up his partner. Hugo! He also hears another familiar voice, too annoyingly close for comfort. Eyes shot right open, he jerks up. Confused, Hugo looks around before he coughs out the remaining water in his lungs. Are you alright? Noah starts to pat his back while Kobe continues to whine over Hugo. What happened? Where's Mr. Morner? He's safe, so is Nina. They're both okay. The police and the ambulance should be arriving soon. Thank goodness. Isn't there more you have to say to me? Instead of thank goodness, I swear, you don't listen to a damn word I say. I'm sorry, Noah. Exhausted, he lets out a sigh. He then continues to pat Hugo's back aggressively when someone approaches them. Detective Laurent? Oh, Nina. There's someone I want you to meet. Behind her stands an elderly man, frail in stature. He timidly looks to the side, pensively as he ponders to himself. Although his youth has long faded, his eyes are what catches Hugo's attention. They are no longer a piercing and vicious green. Only eyes just like Nina's. Hello, Mr. Mortimer. Detective. I never got the chance to say goodbye to him. I always thought about it every day. What if Louis lived on in this world? What if he stayed a little longer with me? It's because of that constant mindset I dragged everyone down. And I kept hurting not only me, but Nina especially. I was the one who kept hurting her, the one to blame for all of this. But you, someone that I've never met, still went out of your way to save me, not knowing my burdens or my faults. Thank you. Hugo reaches out to Henry and smiles brightly at him. It's my pleasure, sir. Before he lets go, Henry tugs at Hugo's hands one last time. I hope that someday you too will overcome it. The next day, 8 a.m. Well, good morning, Hugo. You're bright and early. Morning. With much fervor and haste, Hugo resumes writing on his notepad. Although by closer inspection, he looks like he's going to combust any minute. Are you writing up the report? Without looking up, Hugo responds back. Yeah, for the most part. You still need to write yours too. I will. But since I haven't had breakfast yet, and I don't like eating by myself... Oh, you brought him breakfast? Let me guess. 2 is better than 1? Bingo. Wow, Hugo, you're really catching on. I'm so proud of you. Shut it, will you? I swear, if only I hadn't fallen off from that goddamn window, maybe my report would have been shorter. Before Noah could begin to cut the bacon, he pauses at the mention of Hugo's report. Oh yeah, by the way, mind telling me what happened to the Mortimer's window? I broke it. Well, that's obvious to me. What I don't understand is, why is it broken? Do you know how much it costs to repair a window like that? I know. It was really dumb of me. I'm sorry. Besides, I told Mr. Mortimer about it before we left. Honestly, I was expecting an earful from him, and also the bill. And, surprisingly enough, he said it was okay. Lucky us, right? So what, you just called it a day after that? Thank you so much, Mr. Mortimer. You broke it, you pay for it. Would you chill? Of course I'll pay for it. But each time I kept insisting, he just shrugged it off. Said that we already went through a lot for them, so this was nothing in comparison. You know what? He's right. After all that we went through, we deserve at least a nap. But before he could walk away, he stopped and sees a familiar person walking towards the storefront, carrying something with her. Good morning, you two. Just barely a foot through the door, a certain bloodhound stirs up from his resting spot and makes his way towards Nina, tail uncontrollably wagging. Good morning to you too, Colby. Nina scratches behind one of his ears, making his right foot unconsciously move on its own, scratching an invisible but desirable spot for him. Good morning, Miss Nina. Morning. What brings you here at this time around? Is everything alright with your grandfather? Yes, he's doing pretty well, actually. Even better than before. We talked so much last night, I hardly slept at all. But honestly, it's been a while since I last spoke to him so freely like that. I hardly felt tired at all. That's wonderful to hear. But there's something else I wanted to ask the both of you for. To put it bluntly, I need your help. If you two aren't busy, I would like some company eating these. Inside a clear plastic bag are a stack of 2 boxes placed on top of one another. She opens the box on top and reveals a colorful array of neatly decorated donuts, all lined perfectly. No cramped or squished spaces. A work of art in Hugo's eyes. Wow, so pretty. Donuts? They look so delicious! We're more than happy to eat these with you, Nina. There he goes again with his donuts. But yes, please join us, Miss Nina. We're about to have our breakfast too. Weren't we, Kuya? Always so brazen in front of others. You do make it exceptionally easy for me. You both have such great chemistry with each other. On second thought, I'm way too tired for this. I'm gonna have to apologize in advance for this, Nina. But truthfully, I've been running on last night's coffee and I'm about to pass out any minute now. No worries. Honestly, I think a little break time sounds like what we all need right now. Thanks. Hugo puts down his pen and proceeds to head for the couch. Colby follows after him. Would you like to join us, Miss Nina? I would love to. I guess we save these for later then? Yes, please do. Now, come on, it's nap time. Noah sighs heavily before setting down his food on his desk. Then he gestures Nina towards the sofa, in which she happily takes his offer and joins them. That's so cute. I'm getting old. I mean, you are old. Shut it. Hehe. This is really nice. Good boy, Colby. Come here. Nina quietly coos at him and begins to scratch at the back of Colby's ears once more. Hugo leans in a little closer to Noah, his voice above a whisper, but close enough for Noah to only hear him. You know, I'm glad that you came along yesterday. Ooh, spicy. Oh, what's this? Are you getting chummy with me now? Call it chummy or whatever, but I really mean it. If you hadn't saved us back there... Look, I told you before. I'll be there whenever you get yourself into reckless shit. Besides, didn't you say this was nap time? Get some rest. You deserved it. You too. A calming silence fills the room as they bask under the morning glow. No big parties or celebrations. Just each other's company and sharing the small reward. A small and warm comfort. Good end. Case closed! Let's go, everybody. Victory to us. Case closed. What is this break room thing? I was curious. Oh, jukebox. Oh, this is the soundtrack. It's very nice. I love that. Okay, achievements. Because you gotta look at the achievements, people. Okay, we got 3 more. I think we have time to do them in this video, perhaps? Nah, I'll make it another video. We'll do the rest of the endings, guys. Anyway, so thank you for finally watching me get the good ending in Stillwater. This game is so visually pretty. It's stunning. I'm shocked that it was free, Granted, it does seem like it's a little short, but the story that goes into this, it's pretty unique, I would say, if I haven't said that before. So yes, leave a like and subscribe for more videos, and leave a comment as well if you enjoyed it, just to show that you support. So next time we play Stillwater, we're going to do the rest of the endings in one video. Artemis out! Bye!